Hi, and welcome to the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast. I'm Fizza Dasani.
And I'm Pallavi Ganalan. And I'm Zara Ali.
That's what she sounds like.
Now I'm Fizza.
I'm Pallavi.
And we're just being assholes.
We're doing impersonations of each other. I feel like we should one day just switch our sets.
I would love that. Saddies.
That's the epitome of my set. Me just going, saddies. How fob do I sound?
Oh, your
I'm
impression
glad
of your
that-
mom's so funny there.
I'm glad that you picked the one non-dirty part of my set.
Oh, does a clit make a noise? Is that,
No, let's not butcher each other's jokes. Let's not do that. I think it would be so fun to do your set though, because you're so like free and wild. It would be so fun.
Someone called me a son of a bitch after my set. And
What?
They're like, you're a wild, hilarious son of a bitch, and I was so honored.
That's like when they
It was
don't.
an old man, also.
I know, but I figured because it's like when a guy says something like that, it's like a compliment because he can't even see you as a woman anymore. Like his misogyny, you're so good, his misogyny
Right?
disappeared. He's like, you son of a, you old champ, you sport.
When's the last time you've had someone say, I don't usually think women are funny, but I think you're funny?
I don't remember. I feel like I black out every time they do that.
Okay, someone I respect as a comic said that to me, and I was shocked. And he even prefaced it with, you're not going to like this.
Then don't fucking say it. Listen, if you have to preface it with "I'm not racist," or you won't like this, don't fucking say it.
But
Tweet that shit. That's what the internet's for.
I can't even tell you who it is. 'Cause
Harass
it's like,
a
that would
celebrity.
be-
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my
It is
God.
annoying though. I've heard that bookers at certain clubs do say shit behind like women's backs, female comics' backs, about how like they wouldn't book them or whatever. Like killers, like fucking established female
Oh,
comics.
because they're women?
They just don't think women are funny. Like
Even-
and bookers at established clubs.
I want someone to look me in the eye and tell me they don't think Deborah DiGiovanni is hilarious.
Fucking love that bitch.
Everyone, I would like any man to say that with a straight face, because it's like, you couldn't.
But it would be like a straight man probably. That would say that.
Straight man, straight face.
Deborah DiGiovanni just had a Comedy Central clip that dropped that you guys should look up.
Very fun. She's one of my favorites to watch live.
She has a really fun like tempo because she like she just like keeps talking and it's just there's so many tags to laugh at. Like
It's
so funny.
goals.
Yeah, she's amazing. I have so many comedy crushes on women.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
I'm getting lost in my comedy crushes right now.
name them.
I
Let's
mean,
call them out.
yeah. Well, I think right now I'm really into Deb. I'm gonna call her Deb. Hey, Deb.
Deb, she's great. Jackie Fabulous is on AGT and she's fucking funny as hell. She's like killing it.
Ada Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
Ida Rodriguez.
I saw her do a set where where it was kind of like you're not gonna like this because you're men, but it was just like she just didn't. It was unapologetic and it
Truth
was
serum.
true. Yeah, so it was funny. I don't know, it was so good.
Also she's and I can't say this enough. I don't even know if she can receive this anymore because I say it to her so much. But like I think she has been one of the biggest supporters of women of color in comedy.
Yeah,
She sends the elevator down.
yeah.
Like, there's been so many opportunities where, like, she just called me in for something, and I was looking around. I'm like, why am I here? Like,
Yeah.
they're freaking vets, and it was just like, it's so kind. It's
Yeah.
so kind of her, because it's just like, that's not something everyone does in the industry, you know?
Marcella does that.
Marcella does that.
She's
absolutely.
very good. She's very sweet, and she totally wants to help women and women of color specifically. Because I feel like there's so many mentors for like white people and men and stuff. And
In America?
just I don't know. In the world.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a lot of white dudes.
A lot of white. That's what all of our episodes are going to be called. "Lot of White Dudes." From now, we're changing the podcast name.
But yeah, Marcella's dope. Like,
Yeah, Marcella's great.
I think the platform that she's created, a weekly platform at the show Women Crush Wednesdays, is just like they really
At
curate
the Hollywood
their lineup.
Improv, at the Lab.
Yeah.
And then so she's great. And then she does that show where it's all women. And then she also does these workshops for stand up comics for female stand-up comics just to tell them like how to get like organized and shit, and it's so useful because I feel lucky because I came in from like industry and like school and stuff, so I like had a lot of that skill set of how to like keep organized, but a lot of people come into comedy without that, and she just kind of gives you like the basics, and you're like, okay, like this is how I submit, this is how I like do this, whatever.
Didn't she call the first one Basic Bitch Seminar?
Yeah, probably. I can't remember. But yeah, it was good. And she's having another one. Who else? Who else is?
There's so many. I think like maybe every episode, I think we can have a women comedy crush because I love women.
I do too.
And I just want all the women to shine, man.
Yes.
I'm looking at a woman right now. I want you to shine.
She is shining.
She's
Look
not
at her.
So, okay. Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of women crush, I want to shout out Jill Chrissy.
Jill, comedy hoe.
One of my closest friends.
Sweetheart.
In comedy
through
and outside
through.
comedy. And yeah, so she has a one-woman show, Comedy Hoe. It's excellent. It's playing at the Hudson Theater. She just had her preview last night.
Yeah.
But there's 2 more dates. I'll post it on my Instagram. I don't know it off the top of my head. But we were talking. We also live together. We're partners. No, I'm just kidding. That's my motherfucker. So we were talking about shows. She's a writer as well. And I mean, we're all writers. So I wanted to, like, I was, curious, like, what's the essence of me right now? What would be the essence of my show? And she asked me, she's like, what's the essence of your set right now?
Yeah.
And I really thought about it, and I was thinking, oh my God, I talk a lot about how much of a sex negative experience I had growing up and how now I want to remove that stigma. I mean, I come from cultures that are not far removed from women being killed for implying sexuality. So this is my background, and I'm a I don't want to say I'm a pervert in the age of Me Too, but I'm like very.
What does that mean?
I'm very sexually non-judgmental and open-minded.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's very strange to sort of come from that background, and also like to even say that, like if I made a show about sex, it's like, oh my God, my parents are gonna watch that shit.
But how freeing would it be? Oh, it'd be
I know.
so empowering.
Oh, look who's here! It's
Speaking
Zara.
of sex,
look,
Zara walks in.
Zara's gonna be like, what did I miss?
Yeah, what I missed.
That's what she
talked-
always says. Zara's here. She's always late, and she always is like, what did I miss?
We're gonna see her
She
in
looks
like
great.
10 years headlining, and she's like, that's gonna be her thing. It's gonna be like, what did I miss?
Come on, happy Pride, happy Sunday.
Hey.
They're like already setting up the parade. I mean, the parade's going on.
Well, how'd you get here?
Dude,
She wrote it.
yes, I wrote a float here. I
wrote
rode
it.
the Pride Parade float all the way here.
Accidental ally.
Oh my God, there are so many accidents on the street right now.
we're kind of talking about Pride.
Are we
We
not
just
doing
talked about our women comedy crushes.
Oh,
and then-
women
and now-
comedy crushes.
And then now we're going into
The crux
quizzes.
of our sets. So I was talking to Jill, and we were like talking about like, okay, what would your show be? Because Rami came out, and I actually learned
Rami
a lot.
Youssef's Hulu show.
Rami, excellent.
Yeah,
I
go
wouldn't-
watch it.
I
Fucking
wouldn't
amazing.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets an Emmy nod or a win. Knock on wood. Is that now? I'm
No,
knocking on
Amr
plastic.
was in
Sorry.
that. A bunch of comics were in that. It was dope.
But
Yeah.
so she asked me, what's sort of like the essence of your set right now? And I was talking about how we sort of grew up in this sex negative culture, and we're not far removed from cultures where women got killed for being
Yeah.
I mean, still.
sexually expressive.
Yeah.
And also me, I'm very open about that sort of thing. So like, that would be the essence of my thing. And it sort of freaked me out because I'm like, oh, I'm going to write a show where that's the essence and my parents are going to watch that? Like, that freaked me out, but I have to. Like, now I have to.
Yeah. It's going to be so, like, freeing and empowering and probably open up all these doors and ideas in your mind. It's going to be so good.
What I liked about Rami's thing is he didn't have to worry about a job because he didn't have to worry about explaining a job because he just lived with his parents in the show.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like when you write a show, you have to explain what a job is and not say it's stand up because it's like every show has a stand up comedian in it right now.
What's the essence of your guys' like sets like right now? If you had to sort of, I don't know, boil it down to that.
I think the essence of my set right now is I'm kind of giving advice to my former self.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
interesting.
But like to everybody else who's there right now.
Yeah.
You know, so like women in their 20s, guys who should just be better humans, you know. I'm kind of just I just want people to be better, and I think that's what I'm like romantically.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
okay.
Yeah, like just be better at relationships, be better with other human beings.
What would your show be?
I don't know, honestly, because we have a lot of similar experiences like that. Like, but I don't know if I would.
Like, would romance be a big part of it? Because
Yeah,
like even in
romance.
Rami's, his romance and connection.
Yeah.
Romance, unrequited love, like that's like a big part of like a lot of my comedy is just like I've been searching for love for so long and it's like almost impossible to find, you know? So that's part of it. But yeah, I would probably put in all the other like societal norms and pressures from our Muslim parents, all that stuff too. I don't know yet. I'm more like working on a movie than like an
Nice.
actual show, I think. Because I have like incidents in my life that were like so intense. So I might just work on that instead.
Hell yeah.
More
it's
to
a
come,
story.
guys. More to come.
What about you?
I feel like it's kind of similar, kind of spanning both of yours, but it's like loneliness, connection, and communication,
Yeah.
kind of.
Set in
Like
what
even with-
world?
I have no idea.
Science?
Maybe. I don't know, but it's hard to like take these abstract like intense feelings and then put them in like a job and you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
a space. But I have like a couple different ideas that I'm like working on, but it's very variable. I think right now though I just have like serious defenses up in terms of like communicating with people and like finding love and all of those things. And I know like now it's time to work on myself. My therapist last session was like, she finally got to the relationships part. Like we had so much other shit to work through. It's been like a year and she's like, oh wait, we really need to talk about like your romantic issues. Like she didn't say issues, but
Yeah.
and I was like, damn it, she finally got to this episode.
Oh yeah, I saw your tweet. You got to
Yeah.
the episode. So like, are you gonna have a therapist in your show?
I don't know. I wonder if maybe maybe it could start out I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it now because now I like it. But maybe it'll
If
have
you say it, then
therapeutic
it's
elements.
yours.
Is
Well-
it? I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah.
But you know, I think more people should have therapists on their shows because I think the first show that I ever saw that where it was like a part of his regular life was The
Sopranos?
Sopranos.
So good.
But wasn't that court ordered in the beginning or something like that?
I can't
Well,
remember.
how did it
I can't
explain why
remember.
He's so willing, right?
Yeah.
I never saw it, but thanks for the spoiler. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, come on.
He has
It's
a
been a long
therapist?
time.
He has a
It's been like 15 years. Come
No,
on
I
now.
know.
Come
I know.
on. Yeah.
I deserve all the Sopranos spoilers.
It's so good.
It was really good.
I watched like The Sopranos and The Wire in the same summer because I was like, I need to
Wire.
get up on this.
I never saw The
American
Wire.
culture.
Wire is so good.
But yeah, I need
It
to.
starts very slow. But
See, I feel like we don't have the attention span for that kind of TV
pays off.
anymore.
I'll tell you, it pays
pays
off,
off.
and it is a ride.
And I kind of
Interesting.
like the slow, like the stuff from like the 90s and the aughts because
Yeah.
it's like
Is that what we're calling the 2000s? The aughts?
Yeah, I think they
Oh,
call it that.
Is that, I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Wait,
either.
where does that come from? I'm just.
don't know.
I feel like
I
a
think
big
that's-
ignoramus
I don't know.
right now.
You guys, we are like
Knots.
6 months away from ending a decade.
That's
Oh, the
that, on
knots.
Twitter. Somebody,
it.
Somebody was like, "We're going to be back in the Roaring 20s again."
Believe
The Great Depression. all
Unbelievable.
over
Are we
again.
starting prohibition all over again? Are we just gonna be drunk for a long time? Is
I'm
that
still
what's
stuck on
happening?
knots. Not
Aughts.
7.
Aughts.
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 Oh, okay.
Yeah, odds.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Where
Sorry.
does that? I'm obsessed.
O's, aughts. I
Where
don't
does
know.
that-
It's a term.
I don't
Let's
like
look
it.
up. You don't like it.
I don't like it. I'm fixated because I'm like,
Well,
where's
what are you gonna call it? The 2000s?
Yeah.
But
think
like
a-
where the entire millennia is the 2000s.
The zeros. I don't know.
The OOs,
The
the double
OOs.
O's, the boobs.
The boobs. The boobs.
Titties.
Thank you.
The titties.
That's
the
when
titty
probably
decade.
all of our titties
Titties.
came in.
That's true. If you think about it, the
T-I-D-D-Y.
2000 to the 2010s,
When
that was a
titty
decade
years.
of the titties. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Pam Anderson was like her thing. The like boob jobs were a big thing back then. How many reality shows were on just like people getting boob jobs
Oh,
Oh,
in
wasn't
the-
there
in
like
the 2000s?
wasn't
Yeah.
there like a show called Bridal Plasty? There was a show called
Yeah,
something like
that sounds
right?
familiar.
It was a show
sounds familiar, yeah.
about like women doing these challenges like before their wedding, and then they would get like free plastic surgery, right? And there was one where like a woman like won her last challenge and got a boob job, and then in the next challenge she had to like lift something heavy. And
God.
she was like, "Oh no!" Like it does not.
She's
give
not
a-
supposed to be doing that.
I know it doesn't give them enough time to recover from the surgery.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
No, I
how's
think
that honeymoon gonna be?
I don't.
They're laying
Pain's
plastic on
very
the bed
sore.
for all the fluids.
Don't
leaking.
call her that.
No, that's the decade when plastic surgery became more attainable because
Yeah.
it was like everywhere and thrown in your face. I remember there was a few popular TV shows where like they publicly talked about their surgery. I think was it The Hills or The OC or
Oh,
yeah, one of them.
There was like
I
a
think
period of
probably
4
The Hills,
years
'cause
I
they
didn't
were
have
older then,
TV,
right?
so
Yeah, and then the Kardashians came on their rise during that time and like that whole movement.
she was
Yeah.
super pretty before her plastic surgery.
Yeah, yeah.
they all are. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Is like all of them are like gorgeous, and then they just like have to keep fixing and fixing and fixing.
Well, it's like they've created their own problem, right? So like now they're defining the standards of beauty. So now it's like they have to keep changing it to the point where they essentially look like drag queens.
Well,
I
like
think.
Beverly Hills,
They look
it's-
bad.
That's sort of like the status thing. Like you
Yeah.
want to look like a pair. Like it's normal to look like you had work done, and that's weird.
We talked about this last episode too.
I know. I was just
feel
thinking
like
like,
we keep
why
dropping
Sorry.
back
Plastic
into it.
We'll stop. We'll stop talking about the titty decade. We can stop.
Yeah.
That's just what I equate to
moving
the
on to the
2000s.
ass.
I'm not that. Yeah.
Yeah, the 2010s were all about the ass, I think.
What are 2020s gonna be?
I don't know.
It's gonna be like a collarbone. It's gonna
I'm
be
all about
something
the
fucking
collarbone
weird.
action.
I
Can we
like
bring
it.
that back?
What about the face?
Yes, can we bring back the face?
No,
I
because then they're
miss
gonna
those
fuck
times.
up the face. They're gonna do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Body dysmorphia is real though. Like I used to not be able to look in the mirror with the lights on. Like I mean the bright lights.
Do you guys?
And that was
Are
like
you guys comfortable having sex with the lights on now?
yeah.
I still get self conscious a little bit. I don't, but like I do
I
in
think
my head.
I get stressed out about it later. Like,
Oh, yeah.
did we have sex with the light on?
Oh,
Like,
really?
Did he see that?
That's your like your walk of shaming at home,
I
and
know.
you're like, oh fuck, what did I just do? The lights were on.
I used to be in a writing group and we called it Lights On because someone wrote a scene. They had a scene where someone had sex with the lights on and like it didn't need to be on. And I'm like, we're renaming this group Lights On.
I think it's a comfort thing. You know, like I mean, over time,
Yeah.
when someone goes from being new to like someone you're comfortable with, you don't lights or no lights doesn't matter. I don't know.
Not as much of a factor.
I haven't been in a relationship in so long, you guys. That's why
Aw.
I'm like,
Yeah,
it
but-
comes back.
You don't have to be in a relationship to have lovers. Or fuck people you fuck.
I think
There you
Chloe's
go.
saying she's just monogamous
Buddy.
now. I think that's what she's saying.
Me?
Maybe. I
I've
don't know.
never been good at like trying multiple, because also I'm like paranoid about like STDs and stuff. You know, I'm like paranoid about like that stuff. So it's like I don't feel comfortable like with multiple people. Even if I'm safe, I'm still like paranoid about it.
When you say paranoid, is it really paranoia or is it like a healthy level of concern? Or it's
I don't.
beyond
I
that?
feel like it's a healthy level. I don't know.
You're like, yeah.
Because I mean, we should eradicate these diseases, y'all.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
just-
I don't. When I was single, I don't know. I just didn't have the time.
that too.
I don't have the time for like multiple partners. I also don't have the what's the word, the patience for dealing with multiple personalities.
What's
you
the
know?
word? The
It's-
patience.
yeah, I just don't. It's just,
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm
One
already-
dude is enough. You know.
I'm already like bad at flirting. Like I'm just like too blunt or like too oblivious, and I just like don't care. So I like it's
Yeah.
hard for me to get in the whole like fucking mating ritual dance. Like,
Yeah. The other thing is like I don't know if you guys. I mean, you guys probably naturally do this, but it's like I always feel like I'm like doing the entertaining. You know, like in
Yes.
a relationship.
fucking they're
And
so
it's like
boring.
it's fucking exhausting.
Do
it's
you?
yeah.
See,
Otherwise, there's just like I don't know. Like lulls are fine and all of that, but sometimes I feel like I'm like sometimes when I'm on a date, it's like am I interviewing you? Like can you want to like start a conversation?
is this like with someone you've been dating for a long time or this is like
Dating.
first dates?
I think I'm just around a lot of boring people.
I think, but it's hard when you're a comic. Like
Yeah,
I felt
that's
the
true,
same way.
too.
Like when I was on when I was active on the dating apps, I was like in
Mm.
these conversations, and I'd be like, "Man, that conversation was dope. I'm so excited to meet this person. It was awesome." And then I look back and I was like, "Oh no, I was killing it." Like he was like, "Ha ha," and I was making myself laugh.
You were
I was like,
killing it.
Yeah.
Killed.
I was like, I murdered that conversation.
Played.
He's gonna be boring as fuck.
Great audience member.
Yeah.
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 Invite
Invite
him to a show.
yeah. Invite all your ex-boyfriends to our shows.
I'll take your
please.
money. I did that
Please.
in New York.
Ex-lovers, current lovers.
I invite whenever we go to New York now. I invite all the exes.
Do they come?
There's
me
at
too.
least like a good 25. I
What?
think 2 of them came last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I used to be like, I have a lot of people from, I had a huge glow up since high school.
Hey.
And a lot of people are used to seeing
I feel
like
like
this,
we need like applause.
this hairy slug. Thank
sound.
you.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know. Can we add that in?
Paul's
Glow
like
up
actually
since high
applauding. Aren't you
school.
supposed to have like
Yay.
soundboard shit?
Thank you.
It's like
I don't think I
he's
look-
got two rocks he's clapping together.
I don't think I looked in a mirror until I moved to LA. Like truly. So like a
I
lot
felt
of
the
these,
same way.
yeah, and a lot of these people like would come from high school and college, and like I would sense they're sort of like they're feeling it out. You know, they're like they want
they're
to shoot
trying to
their
see if-
shot. You know.
They're trying to fuck.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's like
We've moved on
yeah.
for a reason.
Well, it's like okay, we got the LA glow up now.
Yeah.
So
I think it's also I may be stereotyping ourselves, but like brown women age so well, you know. And I think like everybody I know, every brown girl I know, like everybody looks amazing right now. Like everybody looks amazing. Like you hit 30, and it's like you're like a new level of
we
just
peak,
grace
not
and
peak,
pretty.
but we
don't
reach,
peak.
we level up.
Whereas, like, I think our peers that were like doing so well in high school, they're not doing so well now. You know, like it's just
The white cheerleaders.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's all right, you just mean white people.
No, I don't know. I feel like I throw them under the bus on stage enough. I don't need to do it right now, but
I know.
but it's I think also like the guys are like, oh shit, she.
Well, you know what? I have
know.
to say
And they
about a white
also-
girl
they're
named
also-
Liz
Oh, go ahead.
in high school. She told a friend of mine, she's like, Fizza would be pretty if she wasn't so weird.
Fuck off.
So, and I don't know if that has anything to do with her being white.
Probably.
But there's everything to do with her being a bitch.
But I also think
What was her name?
Liz.
Liz.
Fuck you, Liz.
Fuck you, Liz. That's gonna be the
She
title of our
probably-
episode.
Fuck you, Liz. Fuck
But I
you.
also think people are getting less racist.
Yeah.
Like they're being more open to dating like non-white people, like white people are. And because I remember like just feeling like not an option in Utah.
I think we
Yeah.
have the Kardashians to thank for that one, actually, because they made something like different and exotic, like beautiful.
But I
They
think
also changed
They
the standards
normalized
of
it,
beauty.
yeah.
You know, like I think J-Lo was trying with her big
J.Lo,
ass at the time,
Beyonce.
and Beyonce.
but they weren't accepted by white people.
But then Kardashians like overtook the beauty industry, and I
Yeah.
think that's what did it.
you know what helps? Being
What?
half white.
True.
I mean,
Are they? But I thought
they're half Armenian.
no.
half-
But that the Armenians are considered white.
Oh well, they're
Yeah,
entirely.
they're like fully white. I think they have a little Native American in them or whatever, but I don't.
But
I don't know.
I do think
don't
that
know. I don't think
though-
Armenians
I
are
do think
white
white people were
necessarily.
more likely to accept them because they were like white, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, because
What's his
Beyonce and
name?
fucking J Lo.
Is it Donald Glover, Redbone?
Yeah.
Childish Gambino. He used to do stand up, and in his he says he calls the Armenians the black chicks of the white people.
Yeah.
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 It's like that's a thing too. Like that's a common joke with Asians. They're like Filipinos are the black people.
Yeah.
of-
Yeah.
I think it's just people who can turn up.
I think it's anyone who can twerk, possibly. I don't know.
Everyone should learn how to twerk.
I don't think my body like does that.
You have to learn. It's a skill. They have
Okay.
like huge competitions in like the islands and stuff. And,
Really?
like, yeah, that's where it came out of.
Can
Well,
make
no,
your
no, no,
body
I-
move in ways.
but they
you
have-
No,
know
I've
you
seen it. I've partied in the Caribbean. I've seen it, and I was like,
Seen the dirty
wow,
lines?
that's crazy.
how I-
Yeah.
But they
fun.
yeah, it's like like insane competition. Did you watch Cardi's music video?
Which
for
one?
The with City Girl.
I've seen
City
the
Girls
twerk.
Yeah, that was a competition.
I've been listening to that on repeat for the past week, and I'm like, what?
Oh, sounds
what
like
is
you
what
wanna
is
learn.
this bass line?
We gotta
I'm
teach
like-
you how to twerk.
Yo, we should do a twerk
don't-
class with the three of us, and then like.
Should we just do it on
film or
stage later
something.
at the show?
You gotta stretch, Zara.
I added City Girls to the FRC playlist.
Okay.
Hey.
Represent Miami.
Yeah.
No, not Young Miami, but the other one. What's her name? She's in jail right now. She's in prison until 2020
Oh,
for
what'd you do?
something. I forget, but it was like it was some like
Was it tax evasion? I feel like a
Something
lot of
like that.
rappers end up in prison for tax evasion. Just pay
Did
your
she make
taxes,
enough
guys.
at this point to?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess you have the
I
right
don't know.
right hit.
I don't know. A lot of rappers end up in jail for tax evasion. I think who was was
Well,
it?
why would you want to give money to the system that fucks you over, like you and your people? I understand that.
I get it. I get it. Maybe they should have more leniency with them. I don't know. Who was it? Was it Ice? No, it was. Who's the guy that used to pimp up, do the pimp up my ride? Exhibit.
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 X
Ex-
to the Z.
Exhibit was in so much trouble for tax evasion, and
Yeah.
he like just came out of the hole. Because this guy was making tons of money, but
Yeah.
I don't know what mindset he was in where he's like, fuck that, I'm not paying my taxes. So he got into a lot of trouble. I think he almost went to jail, And then so coming out of it, I think he came out at the right time. So he opened up like a weed shop and other stores, and now he's like
Oh, wow.
completely. He's like, I paid off all my taxes thanks to weed. Like,
Oh wow.
JT is held in Tallahassee on fraudulent credit card charges. She's a
Oh,
2-year sentence.
do you
She'll
think
be
this is a
out March
past-
2020.
This might be a past project prior to. You know,
I'm
her
not
fame.
sure. I have no idea.
credit card charges. This was probably before she became famous.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
you're doing
Because
credit
you don't
card
need to
fraud.
be stealing credit cards
No.
when you're working and making money.
I don't know. Some people do crazy shit. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was from before.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love Miami, the city.
I miss Miami. I haven't been there in a long time.
It's one of it's my
It's been a
third.
few years.
It's one of my favorites. I think.
Miami, the place of the come, let go. Every day, like a Mardi Gras. Everybody party off.
Have you been?
Yeah, but I've been when I was like younger or for like work or something,
Yeah,
like with my family or for work.
I went to college in Miami, so it was a very it was very fun.
Does anyone in Miami like do well in school? Like how? I don't know, cause like if I live there, if I live there, I would get no work
That's
done.
what everyone
that's true.
asks.
I
I guess
would
that's
get
like
no
LA
work
too,
done.
right? People say that about here because the weather's good. We got beaches.
People do well. I mean, a
no,
lot
but
of
it's
peop-
like people don't party as much here as they do in Miami. Like Miami,
Miami.
is
It's
just,
all night. It's
it's
like,
like
you take
all
a
night
nap at
long.
midnight,
I'm
and then you
telling
wake
you.
up, and then you go out.
I'm telling you, I listened to that Will Smith song. I get it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really drink in that period of my life, but
in college.
no,
Not your thing.
I had like an incident where I had to get
Oh,
my stomach
okay.
pumped in high school, so I just stopped.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it was still really fun.
I mean, I love Miami.
She just that's so ravened back.
It was
Yeah.
well, okay. So I didn't
if
drink.
anyone's
thinking about
watching the
everything.
video, Fizzo was just having like a flashback
Yeah.
to her college days.
Oh my god, it was super fun. I mean, there were other things like you have access to everything, but I just didn't drink. I loved male strippers. Male strippers got fully nude in Miami.
Really?
Did you
Do
guys know I used to love strip clubs? See, I really
Wait,
didn't
what?
do-
Hold on. I've never been to a male strip club in Miami, and now I feel like
my
I'm missing
21st
out.
birthday,
Yeah, we're gonna go
What?
on
I
tour.
invited
This is gonna happen.
all
Yeah.
of my female friends to a male stripper review. And I didn't know that they got fully naked.
What? I didn't know they got naked in the States. I thought it was just a Montreal thing.
They it's crazy. Like, I think one dude sucked on a girl's titty.
Stop it.
I swear to God.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. I have pictures. I'll
I
find
guess I
pictures.
will go to Miami for my bachelorette
Not
party.
not
You
digital
really-
pictures, but
you-
like the little disposable camera photos.
You're really gonna use this as part of your show.
I know. I
You're
want
gonna-
to. I want to have
all
like
of this is part
an
of it.
opening where like I used to go to the mosque with my parents. I still probably would if they asked me, but like I just imagine like the visual of having like the full hijab and everything and taking it off and like going out to like
Oh my God.
do whatever the fuck.
Oh, like
gonna
a
do.
striptease with a hijab.
Or like that could be like sort of the montage of like leaving the mosque and then leaving my parents and then like
Oh.
living my fucking life.
Yeah.
Just
There was
throwing
I
it
did
off.
have an incident like that where I had come home for the weekend or something. I was living in the city, but I'd already graduated. And I was coming home, and then as soon as I got home, they're like, "Oh, we have to go to the mosque or something." I'm like, "What? What?" I just, and they're like, "Just change and come, let's go." And so like, I'm like in the car, we're in the minivan going to the mosque, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I have condoms in my purse." Fuck, I'm taking
Hey.
condoms to the mosque. This is awful.
Yo.
I'm going to jail. I'm going. It's just,
God
like I'm
needs
just going to
protection.
hell. I'm going to
You're
hell.
going to jail for
I'm going to
taking
hell.
condoms
Like I
to
was
the
like,
mosque.
I hope
Dude.
nothing happens at the mosque where.
It's just
Yeah.
people are super like it was so repressive.
Yeah, it was.
It's like
Well, I mean, it's like it's haram. It's
Yeah.
like you can't do it. You cannot have premarital sex. That's wrong. You can't even talk about it. Like the mosque is like full of people. Like during certain days of the year, like Eid, it's like thousands of people in there. I'm like, someone fucked for all of you to get here.
Seriously.
Like
Seriously,
no,
though.
but nobody talks about that.
But, like,
I mean,
also-
my parents didn't fuck.
were you a test tube baby?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Actually, that explains everything about me.
that would actually.
I'm an impossible burger, you guys.
So in a lot of mosques, and most mosques are old school still. I actually heard there's a Sufi mosque in New York City that's pretty dope. Sufis like
There is.
um,
It's more of a mystical mystical
mysticism, yeah.
form of Islam.
I think
It sounds
Sufism
like
is dope.
kulfi.
Which is an Indian
cream.
ice cream, yeah. But like, there's a mosque where men and women can sit together, pray together.
What?
I know that's
What?
because most
It's the
mosques,
Sufi
men and women
mosque.
are separated.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so funny because in Christianity, they say like families who pray together stay together. You guys,
Yeah.
families who pray apart aren't haram.
That might be partially why I was just like, all right, peace out, guys. Like I'm over this.
So in Saudi, they're trying to, like, there's a lot of people from the West coming. You know,
Okay.
you have to sort of reconcile all of these old traditions. So one guy was like, well, the reason women can't pray in front of men is like, could a guy really pray if Kim Kardashian did the, prostrating in front of him? And it's like, oh my God.
But
like,
she's
putting it-
covered in a hijab from head to toe. She's like, it's just you can't see anything. There's no
Take some
silhouette.
Adderall. Concentrate. It's not
Yeah.
our fault.
Well, yeah, it's like the burden of not getting raped on us.
All
Yeah.
the traditions are around just like men can't control themselves, so women you should be oppressed.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And it's
why
our fault.
can't we just train them to be better humans? I
Or
don't
just
know.
keep them on a farm somewhere, like away from all the people.
Yeah, just be around for procreation.
Yeah.
Do you think the future is female or the future is equality?
I don't like saying the future is female because like non-binary and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's
No.
true.
I don't know, honestly.
The
I
future.
don't know if there is a future.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't really
was like,
don't
the
know.
future
I
is
think
like
we're
10
doomed.
years from now when the world's exploding.
I think we're doomed. Like, I don't think, yeah.
How relaxing is that? You guys, we don't actually have to work on anything.
Yeah.
The
All right,
world's
guys.
burning.
I have to go filming, but this was fun.
Aren't you happy you get to die pretty,
What? Okay.
young?
Sure, yeah.
She got
I'll
scared
take
for a
that.
second.
I'm
She's
like, wait,
are
I'm
you about to
dying now?
murder me?
What?
No, yeah. What do we have? 10 years till
No,
the?
dude, my pretty years are running out. It's like, it's happening. It's happening.
No, you got till 60.
Thank you. Thank you for believing
So
in
that's
me.
40 more years, right?
Sure, yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's go with
I
that.
like how we're just spreading the stereotype that we're bad at math.
Oh my god. What's that segment called? Breaking the.
Breaking the stereotype, building
Yeah.
the stereotype.
Oh, let's do that. Have you guys done that this week?
Segments. We haven't done.
No, like anything that any examples of you guys breaking stereotypes this week
Yeah.
or building the stereotype.
Breaking stereotypes. I don't know. Just like I don't know. Just I feel like everything.
Everything, just your life.
Yeah.
Your life is just breaking the stereotype.
Yeah. Building. So that would be more interesting. How did I build a stereotype?
I was late.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, which is classic. Yeah. Okay, so you know what? And don't get mad at me, but I think being late is a form of passive aggression.
For me, I don't think so.
No, I mean like not specifically, but just in general. Like
I
so, like
think
maybe
other
you have
people-
like maybe there's sort of like a fuck the world type of thing.
I think I just don't want to be awake,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta do this. But then like I also like try really hard, and then like there's always obstacles because I'm just bad at time management. I think I also never want to get out of bed. Like
Yeah.
I never want to get out of bed. Like I drove
Are you
6 hours
depressed?
this week. I drove like in a chronic depression. But I drove like 6 hours this weekend because I was up and down Ventura all weekend, and I'm just exhausted.
Yeah. What kind of bed do you have? What's your sleep number?
You know what? I just fall asleep on my couch a lot.
Do you
Oh,
really?
shit.
Yeah, and it's
Maybe
like
you'd
not
sleep
good
in
for
your
my
bed.
back. But whenever I do sleep on my bed, because I spent like $1,000 on that bed. It's a great bed, which I never sleep
Firm,
on.
squishy.
It's like in between firm and squishy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not a form of passive aggression. Like I just, like I work on it and then I just like give up on
Yeah.
myself because I really just like
It's like
Yeah.
pathological.
I don't know what it is honestly.
I used to be late.
Yeah.
I used to be, but I also was like a drug addict, so that makes sense. So, but I'd
have
be like
no
2 hours
excuse.
late for shit.
For me, it's just my personality. I have no idea. But I like my sister does this thing where it's like you're already there to pick her up, and she's taking her sweet ass time, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna change my clothes again. Oh no, I don't like this outfit. I'm like, we're 45 minutes late. So I don't know if that's a power move on her part or what that is, but yeah, like
Power move.
that really pisses me off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
I just feel like if we should just move things later. Like, it's like an honesty thing about like what you think you can do, right? And at some point you have to be like, oh, I can't, I know I'm not going to get there at this time. And I want to wake up at this time and I have to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like for me, like I'll show up late and I'll be like, fuck, in the back of my head, I knew I should have gotten up like 10 minutes early. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I initially said no because when you guys were like 10:30, I'm like, I got to film later. It's no. And then this morning I was like, I can make it. I can make it work.
yeah,
I can make it work.
yeah. I think it's all about like expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So this is super random, but do you guys have any moments like where you guys had fuckboy behavior? I feel like that should be a
Well,
segment.
me myself, like I was the fuck
Yeah.
boy.
yeah,
Oh,
like
yes,
I feel
do.
like we need to have a segment where we're like we can talk about.
being fuckboys,
Fuckboys,
like
yeah.
the shit that we hate, that we find in ourselves.
I can start if you want.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
okay.
ahead.
So back in back when I was crazy out of my mind and it's just on drugs, I would flirt with family members of the guy I was dating in front of him.
Oh fuck!
and I didn't even think it was wrong. Like that's some
Wow.
dumb fuckboy shit.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I'd get upset if he did that with like, in a
Self-awareness.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was crazy. I look back at that. I'm like, "Oh, that was outrageous." That's
Yeah.
That's not a way to treat someone.
I've had guys who've done that to me.
That
Just started
sucks.
hitting on my sister and my cousins and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, I
Yeah.
know. It's
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's something. It didn't even strike me as inappropriate at the time. So, yeah,
For you-
that's
but for you at the time, was flirting just like normal communication?
it. Might have been
Because some people are just like flirts until you tell them like, hey, it's inappropriate.
but I was conscious that I
Okay.
was flirting,
Okay.
but I just didn't. I thought it was
You're like,
funny
chill
or
out,
something.
man. Yeah.
Ah,
I don't know. I was so out of my mind at the time, but I think about that. And I'm like, oh, that's fuckboy behavior.
I have a story.
Yeah.
I hooked up with this guy in Iceland when I was there, and before we hooked up, he was telling me about how like the culture there is very like hookup based, and like nobody like cuddles after, nobody like takes the time to like get to know each other.
Where is this from? Where is he from?
Iceland.
Iceland. Okay.
It was on a trip, and like it was right after I got like
Those
single.
guys know how to party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we hook up. Like after you told me all this stuff, then we hook up, and then I was like, I gotta go, and he was like, you don't want to like cuddle just for a little bit, and I was like, nah. I left, but I was like, I gotta
He
go.
hooked up with a nice American girl, thinking he could cuddle.
He was like, come on, please, and I was like, nah, I gotta go do touristy shit with my friend that I'm on this trip with, and then what was fucked up was like we hooked up in like this small area in like the hallway, like it was like closed, it was quiet, but like we couldn't go to his room because he was in this like hostile thing with this other person, and someone else was hooking up in the shower, and me and that girl, we went downstairs and we like talked, so I had time to cuddle with him. I just talked to this girl, and we're now
But
like
you were
Facebook
gonna cuddle
friends.
in the hallway? Like that's
No,
not
we
it.
were like
what?
he wanted me to like go into his room and like hang out with it, like
Oh,
whatever,
okay.
like
Migrate to the
after.
bedroom.
Got
Yeah.
it.
And I was just like, nah. And then I was like, I don't have time. I gotta go back. My friend's waiting for me. And then I like went downstairs and I was like, oh, you were hooking up with that other guy in the shower? Crazy. And then we just like talked. And she follows me on Facebook. Is very supportive now. Like, but he got mad. Like his attitude switched. He like got really upset. And looking back on it, I'm like, that's how I get when guys like treat me like shit after sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, fuck. Like I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, and we can say we make mistakes.
Yeah.
We make mistakes. And
Yeah, I think I've only done fuckboy behavior as retaliation. You know, like if I had a boyfriend or if I had a dude that like treated me poorly as retaliation, I would just like ruin his life.
like what?
What do you mean ruin his life?
Like this one boyfriend, he cheated on me, and he lived like 2 hours away. At the time, we were going to different colleges. So I don't know. I just like lured him over like a 2-hour drive. Like I lured him to my to my place.
You lured him.
Like I was like I just like made up some
Siren.
story. I just like made up like I really need you and whatever. And then we hooked up and I'm like, all right, bye. I'm leaving. Like so he like commuted to like just to make me feel better
Yeah.
or whatever. And all I wanted to do was hook up and like just like leave him.
I think you're more into vigilante justice than I am.
I really am. I only treat people badly in a way of retaliation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like they had it coming, like they. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
I was like, all right, peace out. I never want to see you again.
yeah.
How
Woo!
did you find out he
Don't
cheated?
cross Zara.
A few. Well, what was it? Oh, he like disappeared one night. Like he stood me up, and he blamed it on his car breaking down or whatever. And then I reached out to a few other friends, and they're like, "No, he's with me. We're all partying." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Who are you all with?" And like, so I already had an inkling that there was like a girl in the group that was like after him.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she won that night. But you know,
Did she get
whatever.
any
I
of
won
your
in
wrath?
life, huh?
Did she get any of your wrath?
You should have hooked up with her and then left her.
No, I mean,
He probably.
no,
would've.
she didn't get any of my wrath because it's like I trusted you. Like I don't trust
Yeah.
random hoes
Well,
around.
yeah, you weren't in
but
a
I-
relationship with her.
Yeah, I trusted you, and for you to do that, like that's not okay. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's dope.
yeah. I guess I've just always been a vigilante about stuff like that.
Man, I one time after a breakup, Zara was like, "Let's send dead animals to this dude's house." Did you
Poop.
Feces.
feces?
Yeah.
Oh,
Animal feces. It's called Boxed Revenge. BoxedRevenge.com. That's where you should go if you were
At this point, I feel like we're sponsored by them.
you were jilted. You were
Seriously.
jilted. You were I don't know. Some guy really wronged you, and you want to anonymously send him something just to piss him off or ruin his day. BoxedRevenge.com. You could also pick which type of animal feces you'd like to send.
really?
Yes.
What's the like? What are the options?
I think there's like cows and maybe dogs, probably. I forget. There's like some other horses. Yeah. There's
Damn.
a wide selection. I've never
This is
done
a good
this.
sell.
I've never done this, but one of my best friends, she was engaged and she got into a bad car accident and broke her leg.
Yeah.
And it like was like a 6-month like rehabilitation thing, and then I guess her fiance just couldn't take it, so he
Yeah.
left her. And I was like, we were all so pissed,
Yeah.
and and we're like, all right, like so like so we're like, I'm like, just let me know when to send this, and she's like, all right, let's wait 6 months. Let's wait. So now like
Yeah.
it's been like 4 years, and like every 6 months this like pop up comes on my calendar. I'm like, you want me to send it now? And she's
Yeah.
like, I think we could let it go. Like I've remarried. You're
Yeah.
happier sometimes. Just move on.
So funny.
Anyway,
I
Boxed
never
revenge.
feel like that because I'm just like I never feel like getting revenge on someone because I just feel like it's never gonna feel how you want it to feel. You know, it's like
But
I
did
feel like
you have to? Did you have to do an act of revenge to realize that it's not going to feel how you want it to feel?
No, I think I learned it through like closure, like through wanting to get more conversations with a person.
Do you? Can you really get closure though?
You,
from
that's
someone?
what I'm saying is you can't.
Yeah.
Because no conversation ever goes the way you want at the end of a relationship, and
Yeah.
you're never gonna feel good about it, and you're just gonna
Yeah.
feel like strung out and stuff. So I think I view like revenge the same way. I'm like, it's never gonna feel like it's not gonna make them feel bad about whatever they did, or it's just gonna piss them off.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're lucky, or they
Yeah.
just won't care. And if them not caring feels fucking terrible. Like when you like constantly like reach out through revenge or through trying to like have a
Yeah.
conversation with them, that's you like opening yourself up to vulnerability and to, like caring about their reaction, and you can never control that.
yeah. Well, so I'm that way about like my own life. Like if people cross me or whatever, now that I'm a grown up, like I kind of just like let karma do its thing. Because
Yeah.
it's like if they're gonna do that, you're a horrible person. At some point, you're gonna get what's owed to you.
Yeah.
You know? You're like your bad decisions are gonna lead you into a bad situation.
Yeah.
But when someone crosses one of my friends or
Yo.
family, that's when I'm like, all right, like whose car are we keying? Like let's do this shit. Yeah, I don't know what it is when it's like I just
Very
get so
protective.
protective, you know.
I feel like I'm but like watching my friends do that, and then also because they get hurt when they do that too. So now I'm like, okay, like I have to I get angry on their behalf too, but I have to be like, all right, just let's distract you or like do something else,
Like, yeah.
take the focus away from that person who hurt them.
Have you? I've keyed a car.
I've never keyed a car.
I've always
wanted to.
I don't like the
It's
other
like
thing
Florida's
is like I
coming
don't
out.
like violence or like
I'm so embarrassed.
Okay.
Well, he had it coming. It was sort of an abusive. I know he had it coming. I'm a little biased, but he did push me. He did shove me, and he didn't know I was gonna go flying across the room, and that pissed me off. So,
fucker.
in the middle of the day, I think it was like 12 noon. I went down to his car on my way out, and I carved bitch on it, and I think there was a witness. But I don't. Maybe there wasn't. I don't know. He said there was a witness, and I ended up getting like getting a job.
Oh yeah, you had to get a
Yeah.
job to like pay for it, right?
Well, because I didn't want him to tell my parents. I didn't give a shit. That was the big thing. Why are like parents scarier than everything for like South Asian kids?
Because that's how they parent.
Because they do.
Fear-based parenting.
That's vigilante justice.
Okay,
They're
guys,
getting
I'm
revenge
running
on their
late for
kids.
the next thing.
Bye,
Alright,
kill it.
bye. All right.
Really Zara on all platforms. At Really Zara.
Zahra.
Don't forget the H.
Oh,
Hate
man.
to see you go. Love to watch you leave.
She just
She
goes
said-
bye. I actually have to leave soon too.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
I have,
how
I have
long
another
is this?
thing at 12:30. This has been 45 minutes. We like to keep our audience aware of how much time has passed. We're almost at the end of this chapter.
We're gonna do like an hour.
Skip ahead to the last line.
I'm doing yoga with Kieran after this.
Kieran Diol. She's gonna be on NBC. That bitch is about to blow up.
Speaking of women crushes,
Yeah. What's it called? Sunny Side. What is it?
it's on.
We're fans though.
Yeah. We posted it on facial recognition comedy at facial recognition comedy on.
We're trying to plug Kieran, not ourselves.
Well, we plugged her on that. So,
There we go. There we go.
But
But she's gonna be on a new TV show with Cal Penn, playing his sister.
yeah, I auditioned for that role.
Yeah, you told me.
I see, look, this bitch needs to just book something so she stops auditioning for the shit I go in for.
Yeah, we gotta level up.
The fucking pilot that she booked last year, I didn't get picked up, but that pilot, I feel like I had a good shot at that, and I got there. She was supposed to go in before me, and I went in before because she got there late, and she's like, "I need to work on my scene. Can you just go in?"
Oh wow,
No.
you're not bitter.
I'm
You
not
don't-
bitter.
You don't
no.
seem bitter at
I'm
all.
not going to tell you about yourself today at yoga. No. It's like, I was, you know what? The role was
What, bitch?
for an actor and a comedian.
Yeah,
And I was so happy that she got it.
Yeah.
Because she is an actor and a comedian, and she's been doing both for a long time, and she's very good at both. So
yeah.
if anyone was to get it, I
I'm
was
so
happy it was
tired
her.
of actor comedian jobs going to jugglers. Like it's so. I'm tired of these people coming in and appropriating our position, our culture.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
our.
well, look, Miss Maisel is an exception. She's
She's so fucking good.
so good.
She was on House of Cards. I don't think like she is.
Which season?
She was on I think multi-season, but she like played this like person that a senator had an affair with, and she played like a very like I don't want to say like victimized person, but like it was a completely different character. And
Oh.
so when I saw her in Mrs. Maisel, I was like, "Who is?" And I looked her up, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like she has such range.
Yeah.
She's so good.
A tour de force. Is that how you pronounce it?
Why are we looking at Paul?
I don't know.
He clapped with his hands instead of a sound check. We
Yeah,
like
good.
our Foley artist over here. Yeah, he's got like water pans and shit over there.
You know what? Like I did a podcast where they had like a little soundboard with sound effects. That was fun.
Yeah,
Maybe we should like buy one on Amazon, so we can go doo doo.
I had a soundboard
That
that I
sounds
made
good.
on my phone in like middle school or whenever this movie came out of all the quotes from Samuel L. Jackson's Snakes on a Plane. I made a soundboard board on my phone, and I talked for like a full day only through the soundboard. To my friends thought I was fucking annoying. I don't know why I did that.
Can we have a theme where we do that, like a Sam
Sam
Jackson episode
yeah.
where we just like press
Play,
a button and
yeah.
every time that would be fun.
It was so fun.
So like earlier we were talking about our voices.
Oh yeah.
And this must be science. How we hear our voice as we're speaking is different from what our voice sounds like when we're hearing it
Live, like
on a
recorded
recording.
versus
Yeah.
yeah.
So what everyone hears around us is the recording, right?
I don't fucking know, dude. Because also like recording compresses like what you sound like too, so that's probably
Yeah.
also not like fully accurate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bet because we're hearing it like through our mouths. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're like hearing like
Yeah.
the vibrations as they're going out. So I don't know, maybe. But it probably is somewhere in between
Damn.
if it's live.
Oh, so I don't even know if this episode came out, but I was doing a podcast with someone, and she said I have a deep, throaty husky voice, and I was so happy because I used to think my sister, she's 5'2", but I think she might have a deeper voice than I do.
Oh, she does have a deep voice.
Does she?
I think she has a deeper voice than you.
I think so too, and I used to be so jealous.
I like deep voiced ladies.
I do too, and so I just started smoking
They
and
feel, like,
drinking, and now my
grounded.
voice is deeper, but I don't think it's as deep as hers.
They feel like you can't push them over. She's a strong lady.
You know, like
Deep
those
voice.
bobble things that like just pops
They'll
back
just
up.
come back up. Keep.
But like, when I hear my voice, it's sort of shocking to me if I hear it on recording.
But I also like very high pitched, nasally voiced women who are like badasses, but you don't think they are because of the stereotype of high pitched voices.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend that sounds really fucking ditzy, but she's a genius.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to watch people like be confused about that.
I love that, the unexpected.
Yeah.
When someone like looks a certain way, and that's that's sort of like going back to like the stereotypes, because it's like when we're kids, everyone sort of, they like sort of put this idea of who we are on us.
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
Yeah. I mean, you can see it in your family. Like everyone in my family compared me to my mom forever.
Yeah.
And there are parts of her that I have, or like, things that I've reacted to and taken from her. But there are also things that I had from my dad. And I think I was very sensitive about it because my mom was stay at home and my dad was very like education, academic, like, he was working, but he's an engineer. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, no matter how hard I work, you guys are just still comparing me to my mom because I look like her. Like,
Oh, do you think it was based on?
oh, I look like my mom. Yeah, it always started with you look just like your mom, and then it would just morph into you just like your mom.
Damn. That's sort of like if like you paid for the sins of an ex-girlfriend if you look like an ex-girlfriend, or
Or something.
Or like sometimes I heard that guys do that, where if they'll be mean to women who remind them of their ex.
Yeah.
Is that true? No, Paul?
Paul, do
shaking
you
her
have
head.
any
His-
exes?
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm just harsh on you today. I don't know why.
Damn.
You have a baseball
Damn,
lineup?
he said he has a
Can
ba-
I tell you something? I have no idea how many people that is. I don't pay attention to the most boring sport. No.
I assume it's more than two. It takes more than two people to play baseball.
Yeah. There's like, yeah.
You just someone to throw the ball and
There's
someone
like
to
the
hit it.
pitcher and the catcher and the.
Is there a goalie?
Who was
No, I'm
the
just
pitcher and catcher of your ex? They were all catchers?
Damn.
That's boring.
Were your exes catchers or pitchers?
There's a little both.
Yeah. Little strap-on
Little
action.
both.
Yeah, that's how I'm taking it. So it makes sense that all your exes are catchers. Yeah.
Pegging. You said pegging in a very low voice, man. You can't be pushed over.
So dudes
Talk
with,
about pegging.
do dudes with dicks, are they open to pegging like with a fake dick? Like would a dude with the dick put on
Wear
a
a
fake
strap
dick?
on.
Yeah.
I feel like micro penis people might do that if they are aware.
Is that a
and-
real condition?
Yeah. I don't know if like there is.
I think we need a moment of silence.
Was that long enough? All right, I do have to go soon.
Yeah.
I have another fucking podcast recording.
Yeah. So
We went through a lot today.
yeah. Yeah, I feel better for it. Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah. So you're gonna go record another podcast?
Yeah, about sex.
Really?
Yeah. So this was my foreplay.
You see how excited I got?
Really?
It's
Cool.
funny because I'm like, I go through long periods of celibacy too, so it's really weird.
Yeah, me too. It's a drought right now.
Yeah. I mean, you can always, I've never, no man has ever made me come more than I've made myself come. So it's like, I'll be fine. I think that most women can say that.
You said I'll be fine, but I felt like we're not gonna.
Did I sound sad when I said I'll be fine?
I'll be fine. I'm fine. No, I do think women know themselves, but it's
I just want
like,
the pressure of a man.
yo, I just watched the first. I just watched the
want the
first
way-
episode of Black Mirror from season 5.
Oh, me too.
Yo, it was so hot.
How are we just
I
now
was
talking
straight
about
up
this?
masturbating about it.
Were you really?
Yeah.
You don't even have a door in your room, do you?
I nope. Nope.
You freaky bitch.
Oh, nope.
Oh my god. So good. So good. I watched it last night.
Me too. We were synced up under the same figures. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, I have my period. Not that it makes a difference.
Oh man.
Lube.
Yeah.
It's just I'm hornier on my period.
I think I am too. I should do a dirty science episode about that, about how horny we are. But yeah, that everybody go watch episode 1 of season 5 of Black Mirror so we could talk about it openly.
Yeah, and dirty science.
Yeah, dirty science. I'm doing a web series on YouTube and Instagram where I pick science topics and I do a few minutes with comedic shit in between.
And just to clarify, that is Pallavi speaking?
That's me, Pallavi. We switched voices at the top.
All right. So, yeah, I guess you got to go do your thing. I got to go do yoga. Kieran, we're going to talk. No, I'm just
She's going to cast you on a different mat in the back.
I just want to play. I would, you know,
Y'all
it'd be
should play
so
sisters.
fun if, like, yeah, if I could play sisters with, like, a friend.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Because then you don't have the real intimacy of a real sister.
So then we do
It's
want to look
safer.
alike.
We are.
Sending mixed signals to you bitches because we're complex.
Yeah, we're so complex.
Can we end the episode with that?
Yeah, you know
All
our
right.
socials, right?
Yeah, Facial Recognition Comedy on Instagram and Facebook, Facial Rec Comedy on Twitter, facialrecognitioncomedy.com. We have so many fucking events coming up. We're touring. We just did New York Comedy
Yeah, sold out.
Club. We sold out.
We'll be back.
We're going to come back to you,
We
New
love
York.
New York.
We fucking love it. It's so dope.
My favorite city, I think.
It's so awesome. Okay, so we have that. We have Irvine Improv July 23rd
Yep.
at 8 p.m. And our show, which is tonight, but we're recording and this is going to release after.
Tonight
but second Sunday of
is
every month.
June 9th, which is 6/9.
Hey, nice.
But you guys are going to hear this on what, 6/11?
11. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, second Sunday of every month. So next month, second Sunday, Westside Comedy Theater, Santa Monica. I'm Paula Viganalan, PallaViGanalan. That's my socials on everything.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm Fizz Adesani. Just Google me. You can spell it wrong.
Wow.
Bye.
Bye.